Kitchen blues. The kitchen was her enemy as her mind itched for adventure, away from aprons and Tupperware, away from toasters, forks and knives, away from the shiny pots and pans that hold her reflection before filling up with dreams too small to last for more than one meal. My name is Maria Palacios, and we are today inspired by the kitchen and the relationship that every woman has with the kitchen. Because whether she cooks or not, she still has a relationship with the kitchen, because the kitchen is very female and very capable and able of inspiring poetry like the kind I'm sharing with you today. This is a poem I wrote for Silvia Plath. Speaking of relationship with the kitchen, she is one person that truly lived and died with the energy of her kitchen. In the kitchen, thinking of Silvia Plath. I think of you sometimes when I'm in the kitchen and the rest of the house has gone to sleep. That's when words haunt me. Kitchen tile comes to life, cabinets flap, their one wing flap, open, close, flip flap, they talk. The way that things talk to us poets when we wonder about life and death. I don't know what your kitchen was like or what things it said to you when you decided to no longer hear its voice. You got tired of cabinets and flapping wings that never learned to fly, and tired of the cold tile that kissed your bare feet with the same coldness of death your body left on your kitchen floor. I think of you sometimes when I'm alone and poems cook on the stove. They cook slowly, while dishes talk in the sink, their usual clickety-clatter, the sound of plates and silverware gossiping about the most intimate secrets of our mouths. The kitchen talks lately. It talks about you. It wonders about what sorrows, what darkness you lived in those last moments when poems brewed on your stove until they burned and you inhaled the fumes of incinerated words, words that died alone with you one day in your kitchen. My kitchen doesn't know your darkness, for even when in darkness I see light, I seek light. My conversations and the poems I cook have never been to that side of life, to that side of death, a side you learn too well, too early. Still, you breathe in the pages of your diaries and in the leaves of poems that have grown between your fingers, bursting free and finally understanding light. Yes, I think of you and I thank you for the poems you left scattered, pieces I pick up, particles of time, your personal recipe for death. I take your poems one by one, kiss their wounds and give them water. They drink from my hand, they breathe again. They die and resurrect in my kitchen. And so it is in my kitchen that we find ourselves today, feeling the energy of poetry that was conceived and born here in this kitchen. My relationship with the kitchen is one of love and hate and love, and fall in love and out of love, going through periods of my life where I don't cook at all, periods of my life where I want to cook all the time, periods of my life where I am right now, 41 years old, and beginning to wonder, am I there yet? Are we ever there yet as women? And the answer, I guess, is we continuously grow and change and evolve and turn into who we are really meant to be as women, as goddesses. This poem is about, I guess, my inner struggles with being 41, with feeling life changing right before my eyes. So this poem is called Hot Flashes. The kitchen called her name while sleep clawed her head to the pillow. She had dreamed the stove was alive. Its hot flashes were real. They warmed things, they cooked things, they burned when ignored for too long. Her hot flashes were only the waves of moist heat that drenched her dreams in the sheets that embraced them. Nothing warming, nothing cooking. Nothing but the kiss of extinguished heat sticking to her flesh. So she lay there feeling like the stove was alive and suddenly envied its heat, its life producing heat that turns food into meals and cooks while falling in love again and again, for no meal is the same even if cooked 1,000,000 times. It's the heat of the stove, its temper, its mood, its ability to burn if forgotten. And we are also able to burn if we're forgotten. But sometimes when we're forgotten or for whatever reason, we cry a lot. Women are also made of tears, and Tears are not necessarily bad. I have cried many times here in my kitchen. Her eyes tear up before the first layer comes off. It's her chance to cry without being questioned or having to explain anything. She simply cries and cries and cries some more, taking her time before the knife cuts into the delicate skin of an onion. She cries for her past. She cries for lost times, lost dreams, lost pets, lost memories, lost friends, lost earrings, and anything else she has ever lost. She cries and cries. She cries tears of anger and reconciliation, tears of pain, tears of strength, frustration, forgiveness, little girl tears, woman tears, tears that hurt and heal at the same time. Her eyes are red. Her nose is puffy. Husband and kids go by looking at her with questioning eye. I'm all right, she says. Onions always make me cry. And I guess the kitchen, that's what it does to a woman. It transforms us. It gives us permission to cry. It gives us permission to have that relationship with food and with family and with who we are and become when we become wives and mothers and responsible adults. Not little girl anymore. When you're in the kitchen, you're a woman. You know how to handle a knife. You know what spices to use. You know how to peel potatoes. You know how to cry with onions. And you also know that there's magic everywhere we look. A simple bowl full of fruit and vegetables becomes magic. The magic of avocados. Avocados had magic back when my mother rubbed avocado on my legs, spreading its green softness over the immobile memories left behind by polio. She chose the right ones, the ones with the life experience necessary to easily venture into a different form, into the magic paste I wore as I sat in a sunny spot for half an hour every morning. By age 4, I knew the magic of avocados stemmed from my mother's love. Without it, the avocado would have been just another fruit. Its qualities wouldn't have sprouted hope between her fingers as she scooped it out of the bowl after it had been carefully mashed into dreams of walking legs and friendly feet that were unafraid of motion. I knew this. I guess deep down I already understood. No magic could reverse the irreversible. But I never said this to my mother. I didn't want her to lose the spark in her eyes, the light of her smile, as she squeezed magic out of avocados each day. Funny how some memories are just too stubborn to gracefully fade into the past. This one rests quietly in some comfortable place in my mind where it hibernates until I cut the next avocado. Almost 4 decades have passed since the last sunny morning when I sat with my legs embraced by avocado magic, until it darkened on my skin, its lively green gone, gone to where dreams go, gone to the green pastures my feet never got to know. Avocados had magic back then. I guess they still do. Sometimes they rest in a bowl, their luxurious presence bringing a salad to life. Sometimes they sit in a basket waiting for the moment when they once again can transform, evolve, jump out of their skin and become dream, memory, and ultimately poem.